I've seen where fathers would say, oh, le was ba àwọn ọmọ mi wọ́n ṣọmọ ẹ mọ́, fi àwọn ọmọ mi sílẹ̀ fún mi. And that mother made every effort to see the children and she was denying.
The highest level of foolishness for a parent to single out a love of a child and make it very clear to others. It's serious foolishness.
But it's a very stupid thing for any parent, mother or father, to make it noticeable to the kids that their favorite that they are favorite. It's the most stupid thing to do.
If the issue of the abandonment is as a result of you having issue with your partner, please do not let the children suffer it, because no matter what, the void will be there, and I promise you they will look for either their mother or their father.
I'm a mother. I will never, and I repeat it, I will never in my life accept a negative prophecy over my children. I don't care who you are. The moment you're saying it, I'm returning it to you. That's not my child.
A father that did not take care of you, or a mother that abandoned you, you have every right, in my own belief, you have every right to decide that I don't want you in my life again.
Should a parent be welcomed back after abandoning? That word is a very strong word. See, naturally, biologically, it's a very difficult thing to do for a parent. It is an extremely difficult action to take by a parent. There's this bond, there's this strong bond that coexists between a parent and their child. So to make a decision of abandoning a child, whether you're a mother or a father, is a very wild decision. Now, to answer that question, I'm going to say I said it's relative because I would say 90% no. Such parents should not be welcomed back. But I have my reservation for 10%. We've seen situations where, especially women, where mothers are made to be extinct from their own children, not because of their will. I've heard life stories where for I can't say for no reason. Definitely every human beings have their reasons for making decisions. I've seen where fathers would say, oh, le was ba àwọn ọmọ mi wọ́n ṣọmọ ẹ mọ́, fi àwọn ọmọ mi sílẹ̀ fún mi. And that mother made every effort to see the children and she was denying. She tried everything she could at that time and it was impossible for her until the children were of age and it was easy for them to now decide. In that case, we would say yes, they should welcome their mother because initially it wasn't really a wish. But at the same time, I've had a situation where my former classmate said the story she heard was that a mother woke up one day, the financial situation in the family was not so good. So probably she got tired and then she carried her in the baskets and dropped her at the entrance of her grandmother's. I'm saying true life story. Really? My mate, yes. And they both lived in Ife. And as at the time we graduated in 2014, Bukola was, I think she was 25. The mother was still in Ife and she never looked back. Imagine if that kind of mother comes back, are we going to advise her to take her back? No. Personally, my parents separated when I was 5. They didn't divorce. They didn't fight. We were supposed to move to another apartment and my father said, pick yours and the children and leave mine behind. I will bring them later. That's the phrase. But until he died, he didn't come back to us. Now, in my own case, we saw him. My mom was that loyal, loving wife. Every time, go to your father. Every decision, ask your father. To the extent I am the last child, I will always ask, I've said it to my mother before, what's the essence of this nonsense? What is this? I said it to my mother. I said, why are you loving up so? This person is irresponsible. What do you want to do with him? But my father, my mother, she was the one that kept, but even in my own heart, I'd already said no, I'm not bringing my father back. The emotional trauma, see, there's this role fathers play in children's life. The presence alone, like you can't compare. No matter how strong that woman is, a father is a father. So there are certain things personally that happened to me. I'm not trying to push blame or guilt trip anybody, but I knew that probably if I was with my father, I might not have experienced that. I tried so much to come back, relate. We didn't really. It I don't know. I would call it abandonment because it was not with us. He was not responsible in any way for us. He wouldn't come to us. My mom would always push us to him, and as much as my mother pushed us to him, he still pushed us away. Now, at the later time of his life, he wanted to come back, bring everyone back, not under the same roof, but because he was old, wanted to come back. My siblings forgave him, but I didn't forgive him until he died.
No.
It was very difficult for me to do.
Wow.
It was an extremely difficult thing for me to do. Unfortunately, I forgave him on the day he died. And why? Why
Did he in any way just sat you down to talk about the whole situation?
that is now where I'm going to go to. See, I understand that it's not easy to say about somebody that abandoned you, but sometimes you might just want to listen. You might just want to hear. Okay, what? See, there's nothing that is done in this life that doesn't have a reason. I am saying that in some situations, it's okay to accept them. But in some other situations, it's difficult. Yes, now saying whether it's okay or not is relative, it's individual perspective. I regret that I did not forgive my father.
Wow.
That's what I was going to say.
I went to look for my father by myself. I entered motor and I went to look for my father. So I'm going to go out of the forgiveness talk. And I think I want to talk to single parents right now. If the issue of the abandonment is as a result of you having issue with your partner, please do not let the children suffer it, because no matter what, the void will be there, and I promise you they will look for either their mother or their father. Now, if as a woman you had issue with your husband, do not deprive the man from seeing the children. If he wants to contribute financially, please allow him. So my mom did not allow. If the man wants to, please allow him. If not, you don't suffer for nothing. As the man, if the mother wants to still be involved in the child's life, please allow, so that we don't put those children through certain trauma and unnecessary suffering. That's where this entire topic is coming from. If it is not a matter of the man was irresponsible and he just walked away, or the woman was irresponsible and she decided to walk away. So my own advice is, as a parent, if the man is still trying to reach out to the children, don't shut him out. Let him still be involved. Let your problem be between the both of you, and don't put the children in the middle.
Baba ẹ dá o, ìyá ẹ dá o, they are still your parents. That's the way it is. The only reason why you can abandon them is if, I'm talking Islamically, the only reason you can abandon them is when they ask you to do something that is against your religion. Abi?
They can't even abandon that.
No, against your religion in the sense that when you're running pé kó lọ gbẹ́bọ̀ kan, kó lọ má pààyàn kan, ó lè, that's just, that's what you can do. Now, if you want to look at it from the normal life kind of thing, a father that did not take care of you, or a mother that abandoned you, you have every right, in my own belief, you have every right to decide that I don't want you in my life again. But your conscience, the fact that the fear of God, or you want to be nice, or you want to be sweet, to be like, even though you don't want them to be in your life completely, the little you can do, let me just be taking care of you from afar. But I don't want you to come into my business or know where I'm staying, or even see me. You want something, you can put the cost across to me, or I can give you a number that's always going to be inside that you don't have normal access to me. I'll be seeing the missed call. If I want to talk to you, I'll talk to you. I'll just call you back. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not calling you back. I'll just be sending you money or send you whatever I want to do. But on a normal whatever, the problem is not we personally. It has to do with the parents or the person that abandoned. If you know you don't want kids, or you want to leave them, why are you bringing them inside? Now, the only situation you can tell me is the reason why you can abandon, maybe for a while you have stroke and you can't do anything, or you can't attend to them. But what do you mean you are going to work? What do you mean you are shaking, or you have a girlfriend, or you have side chick outside? Because you have a side chick outside, you are now leaving your kids or your whatever because of another woman. Does that make sense? It doesn't make no sense. This topic is a very wild, extremely wild topic. So we don't have to be nice and be saying kineka. Conscience, on la fait fi gba wọn padà. It's not a must. It's not a must. That's just it from me. It's not a must. It's about conscience. Say, okay, let's just that's it.
For this topic, I think the biggest word in this topic is that abandonment, right? And abandonment is also in different categories. Now, we can call it abandonment when as a father, I have kids and for no reason, based on the responsibility, I abandon the family and I zoom off. That's number one. Another part of it is differences between husband and wife that leads to probably separation or divorce. Now, in that aspect, either from the husband or the wife, the man or the woman, now it might be a result of probably one of them shutting off the other person from even accessing the children. Right now, if that is the case, can we call that abandonment? No, because if that person comes back, if the kids now grow up automatically, that one is a little bit easier, right? On maybe the children or whoever it is. Now, that other aspect of total abandonment based on irresponsibility. Now, personally, I feel even if that person comes back, either rich or poor, it lies with the kids when they grow up. So even as bad as the man can be, the fact that the man came back is one, but it doesn't mean that even the kids should even forgive. But it lies in the kids. If they want to forgive, fine. If they don't want to forgive and it's a total shutdown, fine, right? But at the end of the day, it should also be defined. Is it based on irresponsibility or probably a shutout from either of the parents? Thank you.
This topic, if you look at it critically, we will see that it is neither here nor there. It's a floating contest, because when you are talking about whether an abscond father or parent will be accepted back, it is not cast in stone. It depends on what the circumstance upon which it disappears. If don't let us forget that we have diverse kind of parents nowadays and diverse kinds of children. There are some parents that you are even living with. There are some father that they are living with their wife and the children, and they are not responsible. I've handled a case of a father who took a lawsuit to eject his son out of his house. I've handled a case where a son attempted to kill the father. So we have living father that are not responsible. So it depends on the context. Somebody was talking about how a mother should manage the mental situation of the child, even when the father is not available, is not present.
Yes.
A case study is that of Iyabo Ojo. All of us recently, about a year ago, when she said she never maligned the father, even though the father was not there. So that's a way of handling situation. Now, it differs whether the child will accept the father back or not. And let us note one thing. An average child will want to know his father, his or her father. An average child. And the moment The moment the child realizes that the father is not dead, some children will go to any length to get. I have a situation, a family. I have a situation. The woman gave birth maybe when she was under 20. So the grandmother, the mother of the lady, took the lady to the UK. The lady did well and became a big girl in UK. Even though the mother had remarried about 17 years after, and the lady had taken the husband of her mother as a father, they relate. However, there was a time she called the stepfather to say, please, wherever my father is in Lagos, look out for me. And the father-in-law went about, they discovered the man at Okokomaiko, somewhere around Okokomaiko, useless. He was a downfall driver and all of that. The lady, despite the fact that she has not seen the father for more than 28 years, spoke with the father. No, she didn't come to Nigeria. She got a house for the father, got a new boss for the father, make sure that she restored the father back to life. So those are situations, those are real life situations. So whether the father will be accepted back or not differs. However, what we determine will be the circumstances upon which the father left. Or some parents departed because they had arguments and they separated. Some father left out of irresponsibility. So there are different reasons why a couple parted ways or why a father disappeared. So what we determine whether the father will be accepted back or not will be the circumstance of that disappearance and the humanity in the child. If the child so believes that, oh, my father has not done too bad, no matter what the mother has tried to bewitch or to brainwash the child, some child will still come through and say, I want to relate to my father. And some other cases, it may not be like that. So that's just the situation.
The question is, will you take them back? Taking them back forgiving them doesn't mean you come back to all the years that have been lost. I just want to advise anybody in this situation. It is very difficult. Healing, I've still not healed, but seriously, yes, it's not a joke. It's a very serious thing. Find it in your heart to forgive. It doesn't mean that you should now the father daughter, but at least let your mind clear. I think why it's difficult for me to heal is because I didn't forgive my father until he died. And to answer your question, if my father was Tony Elumelu, I would not forgive him.
The fact of parents showing love to one child than the other. Fine, lately is not more common, but back then, I feel like spirituality affected back then. Wait, spirituality. When you give birth to a child, is our doing. Even till now in CNS, we still do it. Ọjọ́ tó máa ṣe ìsọmọ yẹn lórúkọ, ọjọ́ yẹn náà náà máa jíṣẹ́ pé ọmọ yìí báyìí, ọmọ yìí báyìí. See, I attend CNS. We still do it till now. So I feel like when you now give birth to a child, wọ́n lè rí ọjọ́ iwájú ni, ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò lè sọ bóyá ó máa attain nǹkan tó rí àbí nǹkan tí wọ́n rí. I have seen a situation in a family that were close to me tó sọ pé àbígbẹ̀yìn ló máa fa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ dìde, a very close one at that. Wọ́n ní ọmọ yín tẹ gbígbọ́n ẹ̀ ó ló máa fa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ dìde. They did not know where that thing was going to come from. Then they stopped the elderly ones from going to school, and the last child was going to school. The last child went to Leeds City. She graduated, and to God be the glory, may her soul rest in peace. She died.
Wow.
She died this month. The mother died the following month due to the trauma. Until today, the two child that are left does not want to see their father because they were abandoned. Àwọn tó wá feel pé ẹni tó kú ló máa fà wọ́n dìde, they are doing so well that they now send money and funds to their father. So I feel like as modern parents, it's not everybody that should still dwell on the mentality of, I want to know what my child is going to be. I want to know and we should not judge kids by brilliance and things they come from with school. Because when you see that one child is brilliant than the other, naturally becomes your favorite. It's not the judgment of things lately. So I feel like, and one thing is, it's not going to be equal. We can't love everybody generally, but we should be able to be like, okay, I don't know if I should say pretend or not show it to them physically. Even males, wọ́n máa ń nífẹ̀ẹ́ obìnrin kan ju obìnrin kan lọ. That's why we end up marrying one person than the other. So I feel we should just incubate the attitude of being able to hide how we feel and be careful of spirituality, both Christianity, Islamic, and traditional should not supersede how we treat our children. Thank
To me, I believe that nobody, no external person can decide how every individual feel. How I feel about you is me. Sometimes even I may not be able to control how I will feel about you. Our feelings are they are peculiar to us, but it's a very stupid thing for any parent, mother or father, to make it noticeable to the kids that their favorite that they are favorite. It's the most stupid thing to do. This time I'm not going to be talking about the consequences over the parents. Parents will grow up, they will die. Even if they don't die, they will go. But the worst thing you can do to any child is to make them lose the love of their siblings. The closest family anybody can have is not even their parents, it's their siblings. You showing that you prefer a child above the other, you've already created that boundary. Directly or indirectly, it's an eternal enmity. Like there's a way they'll be like, oh my daddy, oh my mommy. And there's something I want to correct about spirituality. I'm a mother. I will never, and I repeat it, I will never in my life accept a negative prophecy over my children. I don't care who you are. The moment you're saying it, I'm returning it to you. That's not my child. So it is a very, very silly thing to say because this man of God, I'm a woman of God. The Bible says I am a priest. So when you say it, I tackle it, except it aligns with my spirit. So when you come in and you're telling me that because this child is not good enough, this is the best. All my kids are good. I pray for them the same way. I have 2 kids. They are 9 years apart. I treat them the same way. And I understand that sometimes, and being a parent, I've come to realize that sometimes some kids are very stubborn. Like, you're correcting 2 children. One is one is already yielding to the correction. The other one, you have to keep correcting her or him on the same thing. Naturally, in all sincerity, come on, fee and you don't so. A natural feeling, you'll be like, it doesn't mean you should hate the child. You should work on that child. They are your children. I used to say that I hate entitlement, but the only people who are supposed to be entitled are children. Every children is entitled to their parents' care, financially, spiritually, morally. Parents are the only people that anything you do for your child, don't expect thank you. That is your responsibility. You brought them to the world. So you should be able to take over and say, these are my children. Speak the word of God to their lives. Don't because of spirituality, because how does a mother accept that it is wrong. So I just want to advise, if there's anybody, don't ever show it. Even if you feel like don't let the children know. It will cause a lot of rifts.
If a parent seems to like one child out of the children over another, what should be this? What can be the consequence later in life? Actually, we know that we have parents and we have parents, but we must state it very clearly that it's the highest level of foolishness for a parent to single out a love of a child and make it very clear to others. It's serious foolishness. Though we know when you have 2, 3, 4 kids, there's always tendency for you to have one. Maybe you like him or her because she's bright or he's bright, or because he's that diverse reason why you may like a child. But as a parent and as a matured parent, the duty is for the parent that particular parent to ensure that if child is not singled out for love against the rest, because it always have consequences at the later end. While I was growing up, I grew up from a family of 8 boys. My mom had 8 of us boys, and I happened to be the second to the last born. When I was growing up, our firstborn was like 19 years older than I. The second one was like 16 years older than I. They were in the university about graduating when some of us, became conscious. But what I noticed was that whenever our second born comes home from school, even if there is meat at home, my mother will make sure that they go and kill a new chicken for that man, for that guy.
Wow.
So at some point, when I started growing, I was like, why? What? So I realized that the woman likes the second born so much. Later, I learned a lot of stuff. When he was so growing up. Now that beclouded me to some extent. So I started looking out for my mother. That why, though second born grew up and became successful, and he was very very helpful to the woman. But it robbed me. Even when I grew up and I became a lawyer, and if my mother will even stay more with me than any of my brothers, I still get worried that I noticed that time that this woman likes this person. So it affects our reasoning as a mental health of every child. So we should be very careful as a parent to make sure that we never make it noticeable when you like a particular child, because it has a way of robbing even between the relationship between the siblings. When you realize that your mother or your father, the only thing that saved me was that my father now liked me more than some of my brothers, and I now played on that. So I never lost the love I wasn't getting from my mom. I was getting like double from my father. So it helped me. But there are some of my siblings who noticed that, and they were not too okay with the second up to today. So you understand? So some of us, we have to be, as a parent, I will forgive my mom because I feel that she might not be too learned to understand this principle at that time. But we as young parents, we must make sure, because it is a great foolishness for any parent to make the love of a particular child noticeable to other siblings. Because it's always in fact, it can breed hatred between brothers and brothers, or sisters and brothers.
Talk about people liking one person over the other. This life is not balanced. Nothing among us, nothing. How do I put the English? English is hard. There's nothing in this world that is impaired, that is balanced. Your eye, one is bigger than the other. Your whatever is different. The sizes, one is always going to be bigger than the other. In my own family like this, we are two, myself and my younger sister. At the point, I usually feel probably my mom loves my younger sister more than me. But if you look at it in a deeper meaning or deeper sense, you notice that it's wrong. Basically, for me, I feel as an adult, as a father, as a mother, we need to let love just reign within our kids. You might like one person ahead of the other or over the other, but that love, the communication, the love, the kindness you are putting in each other, right? If it's strong, you won't feel anything. Me, I'm the troublesome person at the normal school, at the Fowo Shekineka, at the Shegba, at the Shawo. But with the fact that I feel like my mom likes or loves my sister more than me, if I'm having issue, she will come to my aid first before thinking anything. Oh my God, I must help or cater or help this person solve this person, knowing fully well that the problem I'm causing, my younger sister would not even cause it. So if she doesn't love me, or the way she's showing love is different, if she doesn't love me, she won't do that. Sure, you understand? Then that aside, and about we sharing love. You see, I feel if the love is good, the bond is nice between siblings, you shouldn't worry what other people feel. You love one person more than another, my mom will tell you categorically, say, you see these two kids that I have, no worry. No matter what you might say, if you tell this one, not to tell your brother, I like it now, she's still coming to me to tell me. If it's the other way around, I'm still going to her to tell. Or we just tell ourselves, don't tell your mama, just hold them. From day zero, that is how we've been doing it. And that is how it's still going to continue. Because the love they have showed us, or she has shown us, to care or love each other, nothing
can break it.
Nothing can break. If you like, tell her this. If you like, love this person. If you give this one 1 million, for example, go 1 million, oh, you might 50. That is the way it is. So if the love is strong between siblings, forget one person love one another more than each other. always just teach your kids to love each other. Kalas.
Yeah.